Hello. Um, I'm much less disappointed than I was last week because, what do you know, you people actually do listen. We've sold out of The Alienist. A few people have come in to answer the trivia question, so woohoo! You like me. You really, really like me. Anyway, uh, this week's book is Listening is an Act of Love. And it's edited or narrated by Dave Isay. A little background to this before we get into this. In 2003, I think it was 2003, there was a group called StoryCorps that started out as a recording studio in New York City. And if you had someone you knew but wanted to get to know them better, you would go to this recording studio and they would have someone there to help you along. And found that 40 minutes tended to be a pretty good time. You would interview this person, and at the end of the interview, they would give you a recording of a CD, and you would sign a little waiver. And there would also be a recording that would go to the Library of Congress for your future descendants. Wonderful, wonderful idea. They've since come up with mobile recording studios that have traveled around the country. If you check it out, if you want to head online to storycorps.com, if there's anyone you know, you might want to head out there. But anyway, let me get to this book. Unfortunately, this is not unfortunately, this is an audiobook. Obviously, if you've never seen a real book before, and this is a group of stories told by the actual people who lived them. Reading this book made me proud to be a human. After reading a lot of the horrific things that people do to each other, it's filled with stories of ordinary people doing extraordinary things that you never hear about. I loved this. I believe they've come out with a couple other books, but personally this was my favorite. Anyhow, just to pick for just a suggestion this week, Listening's an Act of Love. Come on in, pick it up. On to the trivia questions. Last week's trivia question was, in 1861, who did President Lincoln ask to lead the Union Army? The answer to that, believe it or not, is Robert E. Lee. He asked Robert E. Lee to lead the Army. Robert E. Lee said, well, let me think about it a little bit, and ended up going back to Virginia and eventually going on to lead the Confederacy, the Confederate Army. All right, this week's trivia question. I've got a list of names here, in no particular order. Your job is to come in and tell us what these names have in common with each other. Here goes. Michael J. Fox, Albert Einstein, Thomas Edison, Andrew Carnegie, Quentin Tarantino, Kevin Bacon, Hilary Swank, Johnny Depp, and John Travolta. You think you know the answer? Come on down to Downtown Books and Coffee and we'll give you something. Thanks a lot. Hope to see you soon.